Short plants. To the casual gardener, those two words may seem to reference size, but to those with a deeper understanding, they know it relates to a species of plants and the man known for discovering them, Dr. Charles Wilkins Short.
Ever since I can remember, I have enjoyed plants. My mother was a very good gardener, and the family history of botanists in the family sort of piqued my interest. Charles Wilkins Short was my grandmother's grandfather.
Dr. Charles Wilkins Short was one of the preeminent botanists in this country during his time. He participated in the evolution of a scientific community in the United States which was still developing in the early 1800s. Dr. Short was born in 1794 in Woodford County, Kentucky. As a boy, it was said that he was noted for his exemplary conduct and love of nature.
And the family sort of worshipped him because he was a very generous person, and apparently. And he had a large house full of stuff, and everybody had stuff from his house. Everybody. He inherited enough money that he didn't have to work. He botanized a lot, and people came from all over the world to botanize with him.
Short graduated from Transylvania University in 1810. He then attended University of Pennsylvania and graduated in 1815. His thesis was on the medical virtues of Juniperus sabina, a shrubby evergreen conifer. That year he married Mary, only daughter of Armistead and Jane Churchill of Louisville, settling in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, where he gathered patients and plants. Though Short published many articles about his scientific findings, he never published a book. He gathered some 3,000 books, 1/4 of which were rare botanical works. Short shared his findings and plant samples with other botanists throughout the country. Through his connections, he was offered a professorship at Transylvania University, where he stayed until he was offered a position at the University of Louisville in 1837, assisting in the founding of the medical school there. In 1828, Short co-founded the Transylvania Journal of Medicine and the Associate Sciences, in which he published many of his findings, including a catalog of Kentucky plants. His most significant contribution to the development of American botany, however, was his extensive correspondence and distribution of plants with naturalists in this country and abroad at a time of increasing scientific specialization and the rise of the professional botanist. Short was a professor at U of L between 1838 and 1849, and upon retiring, the university's Board of Trustees named him Professor Emeritus of Materia Medica and Medical Botany. During his time at U of L, Short made a botanical expedition along the Ohio River, an event that was instrumental in him becoming known as, perhaps, Kentucky's greatest botanist. As a friend of many botanical greats, the legendary genus Shortia was named for him, as well as 5 different species: Vesicaria shortii, Phaca shortiana, Aster shortii, and Carex shortiana. But he may be best known for the Solidago shortii, also known as Short's Goldenrod. Short discovered it in 1840 on Rock Island near the Falls of the Ohio. This goldenrod was considered locally extinct from the falls sometime after 1860 when the final specimen was collected, disappearing due to the McAlpin Lock and Dam construction. But to her amazement, in 1939, ecologist E. Lucy Braun discovered a population of Short's goldenrod near Blue Lick Springs in Kentucky.
He found a new goldenrod, which is Solidago shortii, and I have one little piece of it left. Goldenrod will go to 9 or 10 feet tall if you let it, and this one doesn't ever get over 3 or 4. The goldenrod's the only one I have a specimen of. His favorite one was Shortia galicifolia, which is like Galax that he found in North Carolina. And it had been known as a fossil, but they had not found it as a living plant. And he found it down in North Carolina.
In 1849, Dr. Short retired to Hayfield, 5 miles outside of Louisville, where he maintained an extensive herbarium and continued to support the botanical research and botanical expeditions of others. His vast collection of dried specimens eventually passed to the Academy of Natural Sciences in Philadelphia. Short died of pneumonia in 1863. Today, just across the river from the discovery of Short's goldenrod is the Waterfront Botanical Gardens, and Short's great-great-grandson is excited about Louisville's newest attraction.
Louisville had an attempt at a botanical garden when Dr. Short was active. It never got off the ground, so to speak, but I think it's a good idea to have one. I think it's an addition to the city. It's so much nicer to drive down River Road and see a sign for the Waterfront Botanical Garden rather than the dump. I think it's going to be a very wonderful asset for the city.
This video is just a glimpse into the botanical genius of Charles Wilkins Short. We invite you to stop by the gardens for a glimpse of one of the plants that bear his name. Perhaps you'll be inspired to learn even more about Short's story, a story that is anything but short.